Well, the nice thing about Athens as a whole is a smaller southern community where you can raise your family and you don't have to lock your door, which is nice. And that kind of attitude carries over with the hospital. So you see that with the nurses. Everyone's goal is to try and help the patient. So you kind of fall in love with the community, and that carries over with the care that you'll receive.
It's a great small-town community hospital. From the nurses to the administration to us to everybody else, everybody's focused on making this hospital work, making it a good experience for people coming here that use it. The people that work there are very invested in making that happen.
Most people, if not all, if they think they can have quality care close to home, would always like to stay closer to home. Athens Limestone Hospital is everywhere, anywhere from the pink trash cans to the Rotary Club to anywhere where people gathered. You know, the hospital had a presence.
Athens is my home, it's my community, and I'm vested in the community. And I hope that I can bring to the ER director position that love of community and the dedication. We may be a small hospital, but we're also a very compassionate hospital, and we have the very best interest of our patients at heart.
I think Athens is a community hospital that serves the community very well. And I think a lot of people don't know that. I think a lot of people look at Athens as being a smaller community hospital, and they feel like that the best care has to be in a bigger facility, and I do not believe that's the case when it comes to here.
My name is Russ Gant. I was in a farming accident. I had had a lot of pain from that and couldn't sleep at night, was miserable. Couldn't turn my head to the left or up or down, and I was just trying to seek help from somebody.
I met Russ back in November of 2016. He came in complaining of severe amount of neck pain and arm pain.
Well, the artificial disc replacement surgery really improved my quality of life. I stayed at the Athens Limestone Hospital one night and got released the next day to come home. They went above and beyond taking care of my family. I know my surgery lasted longer than was expected, and Dr. Boyette actually came into the waiting room and took care of dinner for my family. The doctors and the staff all seemed to work well together, not just taking care of me, but my family. It was a total team effort, and they were just awesome.
Well, I met Jerry Lynn in clinic. She came in with complaints of sinus congestion and headaches, pressure, pain, which is a very common complaint in the valley.
Well, I had sinus surgery with Dr. Hill. He looked at my ear and my ear was stopped up really bad, and I could not hear anything out of my right ear. He said on a scale from 1 to 10, you're about at an 8.
I took a look at her, immediately knew that she had a really bad sinus infection and had been struggling with it and couldn't smell or breathe and was kind of at her wit's end. When it was as bad as it was, we got a CAT scan to determine whether or not she needed surgery, and just looking at the scan, it was inevitable. It's really the only way to go. Dr.
Hill made me feel very comfortable. He made me feel a lot better about having the surgery. He said, you will be a changed person after this. You'll feel so much better. He said, your IQ will probably go up because you'll have more space in there. But he did, he was very good. I love Dr. Hill.
Earlier on the day, I wasn't feeling well. I knew something wasn't right. I kind of put it off because nobody likes going to the hospital. The longer it went, the worse it got, and I finally decided I needed to do something about it. I just went straight to the emergency room. I just had appendicitis, I guess is what I had, and called Dr. Noel. He got up there really quick.
He came in through the emergency room with abdominal pain, was diagnosed with appendicitis. Laparoscopic appendectomy is one of the many laparoscopic surgeries we do here in Athens, me and my partners do. He was diagnosed pretty quickly, and we all gave him the operating room that evening and went home the next morning. Did real well.
Hospitals in general kind of get a bad rap. Nobody really talks about the positive aspects of a hospital. Athens folks took really good care of me. From start to finish, it was actually a really good experience in a hospital. With what we had over there in the facilities, I'd never really seen how nice it was inside. It really was nice. The rooms were great, people were friendly. Everything was immaculately clean. I trusted these folks. I know several of the doctors, I know them personally. Really nice folks, very knowledgeable. I discovered my hometown hospital.
Athens Limestone Hospital has been our hospital for 56 years. My mother lived with us the last 10 years of her life. She passed away on Christmas Eve night at the age of 102 and a half. After Mom's death, Athens Limestone Hospital asked me if we would consider redoing a room in my mother's memory. James and I decided to donate to Athens Limestone Hospital. My mother, Hester Stagg, would be honored that the hospital asked us to give and we did not ask the hospital. It has been a pleasure to update room 203 in memory of my mother.
Part of the advantage, or really a blessing, of being in a small town is we have more time to spend with the patients, more time to explain sometimes rather complicated and sometimes some very personal issues. The operating rooms here become, since we've been here, have been quite busy. The nursing staff here is just top quality. I've worked at some big hospitals, some major university hospitals, and I don't think we give away anything to even some of the larger institutions.
In the ER, we're a group of professionals that strive to give complete care and appropriate care to everyone that enters our doors. We can't survive without working as a team. Everybody from housekeeping to lab to x-ray, the physicians, the nurses, they all play an integral part in being successful. Everyone is important. There is no small link in that chain of teamwork. We must have everyone doing their part in order to be successful. We love our community and we want to serve them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
If you ask why do I think that Athens is as good or better than anywhere else, it's mainly because of the physicians and the nurses and everybody that are there. I think the people are excellent. I think they're about as good as they get.
I'm just thankful that we have this facility because it just immediately changed my life. I knew as soon as I came out of surgery that I was a new man. Thank you so much. You definitely changed my life for the better.
I've had surgery there. Both of my children have. My wife delivered there. Obviously, if I'll send my own family here willingly and happily, then I certainly would want to make sure my patients get that same good care.
All of you are special to me at Athens Limestone Hospital. Everyone has helped to make Athens Limestone Hospital one of the cleanest and best hospitals in Alabama.
My partners are both very committed just to provide the best care possible. Most of the surgery we do here is reasonably routine, and so generally we spend time talking to them, let them know what their options are, let them know they're in good hands, and that everybody's committed to them having a good outcome.
I've used the hospital, I've had procedures done. My wife has used the hospital. If I didn't trust the hospital and the physicians working at the hospital, I would not go to the hospital. And not only would I not go, I would expect my patients to go.
We want you to know without a shadow of a doubt that we will do our very best to give you our very best. We invite you to come back and rediscover your hometown hospital.